will not be presented this evening.
This is what a rifleman would see from a sixth-floor window if he tracked an automobile down Elm Street in Dealey Plaza, Dallas, Texas. This is a marksman firing 3 shots from a Mannlicher Carcano rifle at a target below him and moving away. These 2 reenactments represent the heart of the Warren Report. In the view of the Warren Commission, they describe fully the circumstances of the assassination of President Kennedy. But is there more to this story than the Warren Report ever discovered?
This is a CBS News inquiry. The Warren Report. Here is Walter Cronkite.
On November 22nd, 1963, at precisely 12:30 p.m., John Fitzgerald Kennedy, the youthful 35th President of the United States, drove triumphantly into this square, where hundreds waited to cheer him, and where another waited as well. Seconds later, a dying president sped away from Dealey Plaza into history, into legend, into a national nightmare of suspicion that persists to this day. In this country, rumor spoke of left-wing plots, right-wing plots, Castro plots, even plots to elevate a Texan to the White House. Abroad, where the transfer of political power by violence is historically more familiar, no rumor was too extreme. Faced with this dangerous condition of rumor out of control, President Johnson quickly appointed a commission to discover the real facts of the assassination. A commission of 7 Americans so distinguished that their conclusions must be above suspicion, or so it was thought. As chairman, the new president literally drafted the Chief Justice of the United States, Earl Warren. The other commissioners, Allen W. Dulles, former head of the Central Intelligence Agency. Hale Boggs, Democratic congressional whip from Louisiana. John Sherman Cooper, Republican senator from Kentucky. Richard B. Russell, Democratic senator from Georgia. John J. McCloy, lawyer, diplomat, and advisor to presidents. And Gerald R. Ford, Republican representative from Michigan. The Warren Commission had the mandates it needed to do the job. Witnesses could invoke the cooperation of any agency of the United States government, could and did use the FBI and the Secret Service as its investigative arms. Well, this is the result. On September 24th, 1964, the Commission presented its findings in the form of this 888-page report to the President. 2 months later, it published these 26 additional volumes, the exhibits and hearings on which the report was based. Dan Rather at the scene of the assassination.
The basic story pieced together by that Warren Commission report on the assassination is this. A man named Lee Harvey Oswald crouched in this dingy window of the Texas School Book Depository as the President passed below. Oswald, the Commission tells us, fired 3 shots. 1 missed. 1 struck both the President and Texas Governor John Connally riding with him. The 3rd shot killed the President. Oswald, the report had it, hit his rifle over there, then ran down the stairs, left the building on foot, and hurried down Elm Street. He made his way to his rented room, picked up a revolver, and about 12 minutes later shot police officer J.D. Tippit. Oswald was captured shortly after the Tippit murder, was questioned for 2 days in a madhouse atmosphere of confusion, and then, in a grisly climax, was himself murdered right in the Dallas police station by a nightclub operator and police hanger-on named Jack Ruby.
And that was to be that, an official version of the assassination, arrived at by men of unimpeachable credentials after what the world was assured was the most searching investigation in history. Yet, in the 2.5 years since the Warren Report, a steady and growing stream of books, magazine articles, even plays and a motion picture have challenged the Commission and its findings, have offered new theories, new assassins, and new reasons. Only a few weeks ago, a Harris poll revealed that 7 out of 10 Americans are convinced that there remain many important unanswered questions, that the whole truth has not been told. A Gallup poll shows more than 6 of every 10 Americans question that there was a lone assassin.
I don't think that all the facts were brought out. I think something was held back.
I think there were more involved in it than just Oswald. The only thing that disturbs me is the fact that they've sealed away some of the evidence, and I think that's rather disturbing to most people.
I read the Warren report, and as I say, I think those men are men of honesty and integrity, and I think they were asked to do a tremendous job within a very short period of time after the assassination, and I think they did the very best they could.
I think it's very accurate.
I don't know how in the world they could ever reach a conclusion that one person assassinated him. This is ridiculous. I saw the whole thing on television. I just happened to be home at that time. And I don't think that Oswald, I think that he was working for the CIA myself.
Screening out the absurd and the irrational, we are left with a series of real and critical questions about the assassination. Questions which have not been answered to the satisfaction of the people of the United States. In this series of broadcasts, CBS News will try to cast light on those questions. They fall under 4 headings, which we will examine on successive evenings at this same time. Tonight's question, did Lee Harvey Oswald shoot President Kennedy? For the next 2 nights, we will take up the question of conspiracy. Tomorrow night, we will ask, was there more than one assassin firing in Dealey Plaza? On Tuesday night, we will ask whether, regardless of the actual number of gunmen, there was a conspiracy leading to the president's murder. And on Wednesday night, we will ask, why doesn't America believe the Warren report? We will examine these questions here in our studios in New York, in libraries and laboratories from coast to coast, with KRLD News Director Eddie Barker at the assassination site in Dealey Plaza, and with CBS News correspondent Dan Rather on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository, as for the first time since the assassination, news cameras enter and explore the depository building itself. Tonight we ask if Lee Harvey Oswald shot the president. To help us answer that fundamental question, we must resolve some lesser questions. Did Oswald own a rifle? Did Oswald take a rifle to the book depository building? Where was Oswald when the shots were fired? Was Oswald's rifle fired from the building? How many shots were fired? How fast could Oswald's rifle be fired? What was the time span of the shots? First, did Oswald own a rifle? There is no reasonable doubt that Oswald owned a Mannlicher Carcano rifle number C2766. This is the coupon with which he ordered the rifle, by mail, from Klein's Sporting Goods Company of Chicago. Heidel is one of several aliases Oswald used from time to time. Oswald paid for the rifle with this money order. Here is the application for the post office box to which the rifle was sent. All these documents in Oswald's handwriting. This photograph, traced to Oswald's own camera, shows him with an identical rifle. This photograph has been widely challenged by Mark Lane and other critics of the Warren report. During his interrogation, Oswald himself said that his head had been superimposed on someone else's body. Several publications later admitted that they had retouched it, and in so doing may have altered the rifle and other details. Lawrence Schiller of Los Angeles, a professional photographer and photo analyst, made an independent study of the original picture and negative.
This photograph of Lee Harvey Oswald, which was found the day he was captured and disclaimed by him, has been used by numerous critics of the report. They say that the disparity of shadows, a straight nose shadow from the nose and an angle body shadow, proves without a doubt that this head was superimposed on this body. To properly recreate the picture to see if a straight nose shadow does correspond with a body shadow, you would have to go to the same address at the same day of the year and at the same time. We did that. This picture was taken on March 31st, 1967 at 214 Neely Street. And it shows without a doubt that a straight nose shadow corresponds with an angle body shadow. And that the fact that there is a disparity of shadows, that fact cannot be used to discredit the photograph.